Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jag from Jaggy Sports. So, a bit of a breaking news situation. Paul George, what they're saying is he might be done for the season. Now, what does this say about Kawhi Leonard's return? Because Mark Jones and Chris Haynes basically said it that Kawhi Leonard is looking to come back. But will he come back knowing that his best buddy, Paul George, is out for the season?
Again, breaking news into SportsCenter from the NBA. Paul George will be out the next 3 to 4 weeks. The team announcing that he has a torn ligament in his right elbow. He suffered this injury the first part of the month, sat out a couple games, tried to rehab it, came back and played, but felt some more pain after returning to action. Further tests revealed that tear of the ligament in his elbow. A little more insight. We take it back out to Los Angeles. Masuk joins us here once again. All right, so we hear 3 to 4 weeks he's going to be out, but what does that timeline exactly mean?
Mike, look, this is a devastating blow for the Clippers. I mean, they already are without Kawhi Leonard, who is trying to come back from a torn ACL, and we don't know when he will be back. But Paul George was supposed to keep the ship afloat until Kawhi Leonard returned and make sure that the Clippers are a playoff team. But Paul George sprained his elbow back on December 5th at Portland, and he missed 5 games. When he returned, he felt good. He did not feel any pain, and he played in 2 games. But in his last game at Sacramento, I'm told that he started to feel pain in that game, and that's when he got it checked out, and that's when he revealed the tear. Now, this 3 to 4 week timetable, he's going to be out for longer than a month. It clearly says that they are going to determine the next steps after 3 to 4 weeks. What they really want to do is have him rest, see if that elbow heals like they hope it will, and then they will determine the next step. But this is a crushing blow for them because Marcus Morris Sr. and Reggie Jackson are both in health and safety protocols, and now they don't have Kawhi Leonard and they don't have Paul George.
Okay, so we're talking 3 to 4 weeks at least before he's reevaluated. Then, as you said, it's definitely going to be probably longer than a month. So now we're getting close to the NBA trade deadline. They don't have Kawhi back yet, don't know when that's going to be. What type of impact do you think that will have on the organization in terms of being an active player at that deadline?
So I'm told the Clippers are not going to be sellers. They obviously are not going to be on the market looking to pick up short-term players or anything like that. The core that they have right now is kind of the cast that they see surrounding Kawhi Leonard and Paul George next season. So they're pretty much going to stand pat. And listen, Ty Lue is a great coach. He's very good at getting the best out of maybe little what he has. He showed that last season. But right now, I think they're going to try and stay afloat, see how competitive they can be. Expectations have changed a little bit. Expectations changed when Kawhi Leonard was out in the playoffs last year, but it's been tempered even lower now with Paul George out. But I don't think they're going to be sellers come trade deadline.
Yeah, it's 17 and 15. They're holding down the 5th seed right now in the Western Conference, led in scoring by Paul George at nearly 25 a game. But again, he will be out for more than a month with a torn ligament in his right elbow. Masuk with the very latest from there in L.A.
We haven't seen Kawhi Leonard since the second round of the playoffs last season. So is there any update on how his rehab is going?
Well, his rehab is going great. From all accounts, he looks great on the court. And he looks like he's in a position where if he's feeling right at the right time, he passes all the benchmarks, there's a chance he returns this season. And everybody who sees him, they try not to get too excited, right? Like there's this sense like, man, Kawhi looks great. He looks like he can play right now. But every time I call and check on it, the answer is always with an ACL, you want to be extremely careful. So even if you look good, if you feel good, you still have to hit those benchmarks. And so there's a chance, but the Clippers have been having a rough time without Paul George lately. And I think as we get further into the year, the question has to be asked, should you rush that back? Should you get Kawhi back this year? Should you push Paul George to come back from that elbow injury? And they're in that spot right now where even though Kawhi looks great, they'll have to make the decision.
Well, and they haven't.
So, yeah, Paul George could be out for the season. Kawhi Leonard may or may not come back now. Because if he's making a strong possibility to come back, you have to face John Morant and the Grizzlies, Phoenix Suns, and Chris Paul and Devin Booker. The Utah Jazz, Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and you're doing this all without Paul George. I don't know what to say. I literally thought Kawhi Leonard was for sure guaranteed to return. I heard it twice. But now that could put a wrench into the Clippers' plans because Paul George could be out for the season. He's got that torn ligament in his elbow or his shoulder. I can't remember, but it's a full tear. It's an actual full tear, and we don't know the severity of it right now. But I think they said in about 2 more weeks they'll know exactly what's wrong with it, or the recovery timeline, and it's looking like it's gonna be he's done for the season, and we don't know what it means for the Clippers' chances, even though they beat the Nuggets. They came back from 25 down. They beat the Nuggets, and with a healthy Kawhi coming back, they do stand a good chance to make it into the playoffs, but to do some real damage with Paul George. We don't know, 100% don't know, and you know, hopefully he does come back. But if he doesn't, I don't know if Kawhi's coming back for sure. Jag Magnet, Jaggy Sports. There you go. Have a good day.